Hello friends, in today's class we will see the overview of grid architecture, and sometimes they may ask the layered architecture of grid, and these topics will come under the first unit of grid and cloud computing. First, let us see the introduction to grid architecture. A grid computing, otherwise a grid network, is a collection of computer resources. A collection of computer resources will be connected together to form the grid network, and those resources are from multiple locations. Those resources may be placed anywhere else in the world, and those computer resources are working for similar application. It is otherwise called as a common goal. And next one is the grid, which is a distributed system. Grid is a distributed system with non-interactive workloads that involve large number of files. So this means when we give a very huge problem to a grid, for solving this particular problem, the grid what it will do, it will divide those very huge problem into small sub problems. All these small problems will be executed parallelly, and we will collect all the results, and consolidate those final result, and that result will be given to the user. So this is called as non-interactive workloads. That means the resources which are connected in the network, and this is R1, this is R2. These resources will not be interconnected, that is communicated to each other. The R1 and R2 will not be communicated to each other. And next one is grid computers are heterogeneous in nature and they are geographically distributed. That we know very well, isn't it? So heterogeneous means the configuration of those resources may not be same, and a single grid can be dedicated to a particular application, but commonly grid is used for varieties of purposes. So a grid can be dedicated to a particular application, hence the grid is called as the extended version of cluster computer, cluster network. Grids are often constructed with general purpose the grids are often constructed with general purpose grid middleware software libraries, and the size can be quite large. A grid network size is quite large. The simple grid. A simplest grid consists of just a few machines. With a very few machines also we can construct a grid, and all those machines are same hardware architecture and same operating system and same hardware architecture, and those systems will be connected on a local network within a building or within a lab itself. We can construct a very simplest grid with a very few machines, and those configurations are similar, and those systems should have a same operating systems. And the grid uses homogeneous systems. Homogeneous systems means similar configured systems. Similar configured systems. The machines are usually in one department of an organization and may not require any special policies or security concerns, because all the systems will be installed in one single laboratory, and we cannot allow the other persons enter into that lab. So need not required for security or special policies for the users. And machines have same architecture and same operating system, and choosing application software also same for these machines, which are usually simple. So this is called as a simple grid. And this is the very simple diagram for this simple grid. Here we are having different computing resources. And these resources are normally similar configured resources. Similar configured resources. We are having varieties of resources, and there is a data sharing mechanism, and these data sharing mechanisms will be common for all the resources, and these are normally disk arrays. Disk arrays, okay, and all these resources are maintained by this grid management and organizations, and there should be a common administrator for this grid, and this administrator have the entire control of this particular grid network. Grid network. And we are having a varieties of users. Grid users are there, and grid users will be connected through internet. Through internet, the grid users can access these resources, and all this control will be taken care of this administrator only. The another one is more complicated intergrid, which is otherwise called as grid of grids. That is, all the grids will be connected together to form a huge grid, which is called as intergrid. Grid may go to cross organization boundaries. So, beyond the organizations, we are having the grid resources, hence it is called as intergrid, and may be used to collaborate on projects of common interest. Here we are having more number of organizations, organization 1, organization 2, and this is organization 3, and these organizations will combine together to form, and all the organizations are having separate grid. G1, G2 and G3. All these grid will be combined together to form a very huge grid. This is called as intergrid. Intergrid, and these organizations are having same goal. Same goal. That is, those organizations are working for similar applications, and this is known as intergrid. The highest levels of security are usually required in this configuration, because the grid is not limited into this particular organization, but more number of organizations will be involved in the grid, hence the security should be very high. High level security is very much required in this intergrid. The intergrid offers the prospect of trading or brokering resources over a much wider audience, and resources may be purchased as a utility from trusted suppliers, because normally the grid will be used for R&D purpose, research and development purpose. If we purchase the resources from other suppliers, means they may steal our results or data. So, we need to purchase all our resources from only the trusted suppliers. And this is the diagram for more complex intergrid. Intergrid means grid of grids. Grid of grids. Here we are having, for example, 4 different grids are there. One is grid 1, this is grid 2, grid 3 and grid 4. So, 4 grids will be interconnected to each other, and that will form a very huge big grid. This is called as intergrid, that is grid of grids. Here we are having more number of resources. These resources are heterogeneous in nature. Heterogeneous in nature, and they are having different OS also, and all those resources may have different operating systems, and these organizations may have a common goal, and they will share those resources among each other, and in this intergrid we should have a very high security. Security should be very high. We need very high security in this intergrid. Normally intergrid means the resources may be distributed anywhere else in the world, and so many grids may be involved in this intergrid, and all the grids will be shared their resources among each other, and all the organizations should have a similar goal, and this is called as intergrid. And next we will see the architecture of grid, or otherwise called as layered architecture of grid. Layered architecture of grid. The architecture of grid is often described in terms of layers, and each layer providing a specific function. Higher layers are focused on the user, and lower layers are focused on computers and network. That is, hardware centric layer is lower level layers, and user specific layers are higher level layers. And this is the diagram for layered architecture of grid. In this layered architecture we are having four different layers. This is the layer 1. Layer 1 is network layer, and this is layer 2, this is resources layer, and layer 3 is middleware layer, and the topmost layer, layer 4, is application and serviceware layer. In the network layer, all the network specific components will be there, and those components are used to connect the hardware resources, connect the hardware, that is physical devices. Physical computing devices will be connected by using the network layer components simply. And the second layer is resources layer. Here we are having all the grid resources. What are the grid resources we are having? Supercomputers, storage, and servers. More number of servers will be there, and sensors will be there. We are having a varieties of sensors. All those devices will be come under resources layer. And the next important layer is middleware layer. This is otherwise called as brain of this grid. And here we are having uniform computing access, authentication, authorization, and communication services, collaboration and remote instruments, security, grid information services, uniform data access, Unix and OGSA hosting, all those things will come under this middleware layer. And this is otherwise called as the brain of grid. And the last one is application and serviceware layer, that is all the user applications. All the user applications will be installed in this particular layer. The bottom layer is network layer, which assures the connectivity of resources in the grid. That is, all the network based components will be placed in this particular network layer. On the top of network layer is resources layer, which is made up of actual grid resources that are part of the grid, such as computers, storage systems, electronic data catalog, and sensors. What are the sensors? Telescope and other instruments will be located in this resource layer, and which can be connected directly to the network. So on the top of network layer is middleware layer, which provides the tools that enable various elements. What are the elements? Servers, storage, networks, and etc. to participate in a unified grid environment. The middleware layer can be thought of the intelligence that brings various elements together, and it is otherwise called as brain of grid. The highest layer of structure is application layer, which includes all different user applications. This may be scientific application, engineering applications, business and financial applications, whatever it may be, those are installed in this application layer, and portals and development toolkits are supporting the applications. The next one is mapping the architecture of grid layers to internet protocol layers, and this is the internet protocol layer and these are the grid layers, IP layers and internet protocol layers, and these are grid layers. So in the internet protocol layer we are having 5-layer architecture, 5 layers. This is application layer, transport layer, internet layer, network layer, and 2 layers will be combined together. This is data link layer and physical layer. These 2 layers will be combined together and they give a single layer called link layer. And in this grid layers we are having connectivity, that is network layer and resource layer. This is first one. Second one is resource layer, and third one is middleware layer, which is called as collective here, and the last one is application layer. And this application and middleware layer are coordinating multiple resources. Under this we are having 2 different important services, ubiquitous infrastructure services and application specific distributed services. So many services will come under these 2 categories. Ubiquitous infrastructure services and application specific distributed services. And when come to resources, we are going to share a single resource, sharing single resources. How we are going to access those resources? By negotiating access. There is no dynamic allocation of resources here, only by means of negotiation we are going to access those resources and controlling use of those resources. And next one is connectivity, talking to things, that is 2 components will be connected together by using the network components. Communication through the internet protocols, and we should have a very high security for those resources. And the last one is fabric. Here controlling things locally, we are going to control all the grid things locally. Access to, what we are going to access, and control of, how we are going to control all those things. What are the things we are going to control? All the grid resources, which resources we are going to access and how much we are going to access, everything we need to manage and maintain by using the control components. So these are the very simple architecture of grid. Here I gave a list of university questions under this topic. First one is explain in detail the layered architecture of grid, and next one is explain the infrastructure requirement for grid computing, and the illustrate grid architecture in detail. Illustrate with neat sketch the grid computing infrastructure. In some university question they may ask compare the layer architecture of grid with internet protocol architecture. You just compare the architecture of internet, that is TCP/IP architecture with the grid architecture. Okay, this is also an university question. Okay, please go through all those things and please use your textbook for answering all these questions. And in the next class I will give another important topic from first unit. Thank you all of you.